Hi, everybody. Here we have a two-player game on France with me, funkdoc, against Sparablinda. And as usual, I give up the 4 plants once it goes up to $6, and I'll just take my 3 for turn order on this turn and the next turn. 37 goes under the deck here. And I think I agree with the Tours build here. It worked well the last time I played the specific map config in 2-player. My opponent got the 3 plant and built here, and it worked out well for them because you have connections into purple, you have connections into red. You can really cut your opponent off well at red. And you're still fairly close to Paris here, so a lot of options. I am glad my opponent went with the cheaper build here. I mean, yeah, the more expensive build. Then my opponent went with the more expensive cities here. That makes me happy. 37 out, the 20 comes in. All right, the 20. Yeah, I think I'll pass, take the 8, and just jack up the resource costs. And I will take Angers first here. Closer to my opponent. I'd like to get Angers and Nantes. That would be my goal. Yeah. All right. And it's Angers here. Well, probably Orleans should be my 3rd city. Because my opponent does have a connection to there, albeit an expensive one. And 31 had been drawn. So 31 will go under the deck this turn. Okay. $23 and ouch. Obviously I have to pass. You cannot give up the 11 at cost here. That's just way too good on France with the cheap uranium. Although 18 being next after 11 is interesting. That's going to curb its price a lot, I think. Yep, Spara takes the 10 as is obvious. So thus I'm guaranteed to go bottom next turn, and I have no need to buy resources this turn. And thus I shan't build either. $42 is drawn, so that's under the deck. And now 38. All right, that's a bona fide plant there for later in the game. And I forgot to mark off 11 on France, which is always guaranteed to be drawn after 10, to emphasize the early nuclear game. There we go. I'll do that for take my 18, sure. That's going to end up making... So 18 will end up easily making more money than 11 over the course of the game. Without a doubt. Without a doubt in my mind. All right. Okay. Ooh, I can get both Orleans and Nantes. That's the dream right there. If I buy one less oil, which I think is what I want to do, with 20 on the market. 22 and 24 were drawn. Yeah, I think this is I think it's more important for me to store coal right now. Taking away any of the cheaper builds remaining for Spara now. Ooh, jump into Rennes. All right. All right. Not the juiciest thing, but it makes sense. You're leaving the south open for me, though. Out. I think that's 35 that came in. And I shall obviously bid on the 20 here. Bid a little bit. I don't really want the 20 though. It doesn't fit me well at this stage, so... And that is the jackpot right there. All right. Now I feel like I'm kind of crushing this game. 18 and 21 at cost both, that's usually a game winner in two-player. Okay, for once I get the lucky 21 drop out of nowhere. And then 16 came right after. Wow, I was really close to getting burned on that. Actually, I would have bought 16 in there in that spot. I'm fine with that. That wouldn't have been too much of a burn for me, especially with me having oil stored plus this green plant. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, time to move my coal on a 21. All right. Can I get to 6 cities is the question. I think I just do this. Just get the 1 oil to be safe, because I really want to build to 6 this turn. Ooh, I can have exactly enough to do that. Jump for Bordeaux. I might rather do... Nah, I don't think I'd rather do that, because then they get into Paris. And 19, there's another dud. All right. I could lose the builds here, though. That is a problem. Because, yeah, I have no need for any of these plants right now. And I'd rather not drop 22 for my opponent. 22 would do a lot of good for them right now. I might, see, in their spot, I would have bought 16. Maybe. And now 17 in. So this is the market stall that I was wondering when it would happen. So we're going through it now. Mostly big plants left in the deck after this. So the market should improve before too long here. We have one more turn of garbage, and then, well, actually, no, we have 23 coming in too. The 23 is not bad on France, but it's still not that exciting. Ooh, I need to gobble up all the cheap oil I can here. Yeah, let's just do this. I'll go into Bordeaux now. That's fine by me. And Toulouse. There we go. So I can lock up a lot of the south now. I'm in a very good position for the builds here. I like it a lot better. Very lucky I was able to get both of those cities at once. These are the best connections to get in red. Connecting to the most stuff. And your opponent doesn't really get the juicy jumps on you that way. I'll actually run the 8 here, because I have a vested interest in keeping coal expensive for my opponent. Plus I have lots of extra oil. Lots of oil. $27... Really glad I was able to punish my opponent well for not protecting red there. Makes me happy. I'll just get enough coal to run the 8 again. Ooh, I know what I can do here. This is a good time to break the stall too, because you're not going to really drop a monster to your opponent. The worst I could do is give them 24, and I'd be okay with that. Because it's still in my favor to take this city doing a $5 jump. That's still a net $5 gain for me getting this city now, so yeah. I did really well in the builds. There's 50, so we know that's going to go under. Oil's cheap enough that I'll run the 3 here. Just need a little extra short-term cash. Okay. Question now is 23 or 22, and I think the answer is 23 because it hurts one of my opponent's key plants. Oh, 12 was drawn, so it instantly goes out of the game because I have 12 cities. That's good for me. I want the market to move quickly here. Demolish the 8, keep the 3. Spara is obviously going to buy 24. 24 is solid. Now that it only costs 8 per turn to run, 2 trash costs 8. and 2 trash come back into the game each turn, so 24 is sustainable for them at this stage. It's a good plant. Easily better than mine. Step 1 cities, I will gladly take that. Spara, actually, I'm glad Spara did not buy 24. I think I see what they're setting up here. They want me to have to pass again on the next turn, which I have to do because I can't risk dropping them 26. But I mean, I'll be okay with this though. They're clearly going to stay under me in the turn order, so I'll just stock 2 uranium now. And this is the goal here, make uranium more expensive. That's why I chose 23 over 22. Normally I'd rather go 22 in that situation, but I do want to hurt my opponent's 11 because they still rely on it a lot. They don't have much else in the way of efficiency. I have no reason to build now, so whatever. Didn't even see 36 being drawn. 28, 32, 46. Yeah. I really need 26. That's kind of an issue here. I'm just going to keep buying coal when it's at 6 here. Because now my opponent has no oil at all. I should be able to afford 5 cities and build off 17 this turn, which I might want to do. In fact, I'm pretty sure I want to do it. Let me think. I got 2. Oh, we cheapest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's all I can afford, but I'll do it. Yes! That's huge for me. Huge, huge deal for me right there, is what that is. And that keeps 46 in the game, which is fantastic news for me. Huge deal. It's actually a huge deal that I get 46. That's amazing right now. And because of 46 being involved in the game, with all these oil plants here, I will not run oil on the 3 plant this turn. Actually, you know what I'll do? I think what I'll do is I will run oil on the 21. Keep my coal because you never know when it could come in handy. See, if I didn't build last turn, 26 would have been pushed off the market. We wouldn't get to step 3 auction yet, and I'd lose the game for sure at that point. 46 is really important to me because the other two 7 capacity plants are in the game, so I have a decent chance that I can maybe get one of them and thus get to 21 capacity in just 2 more turns. See, that was a really important build for me right there because it basically sped up the game by another, what, another turn there, turn or two? Yeah? Anyway, I obviously need this plant. Really surprised that Spara let it go that cheap. Well, we don't have a 7 in there yet. 32 and... no, what was it? 50. 50 and what was the other one? 35. Okay. So, 2 of 5 chance that we get a 7 capacity plant. Yes. I need to make sure that we get coal onto this thing. I just need to buy 1 coal and then all the oil. All right. 34 and 39 are both missing from the deck in this game, so I don't need to store extra uranium on this thing. Yeah. If Spara really can't build anymore after that, that is a very good sign for my money here. Anyway, I'm obviously not building. I'm not building, and I will burn all my oil this turn. I want to make sure to keep the coal. I want to keep 3 coal around, so that way I can safely buy 36 if it comes. That's the thing, because with 36, I'll be able to reach 21 capacity with just 1 more plant buy here. And I'll actually keep 23 as an endgame plant. That was another factor in me buying 23 over 22 earlier, is that because I know that with a... what was I going to say? With a 4 and a 3 as my top 2 plants of capacity, 4 and 3, I can get 2 7s to reach 21. It's kind of a long shot, but I wanted to give myself that chance. And it doesn't come. It does not come. Womp womp. This means we just buy the 50 then. Since I have to hope the game lasts 2 more turns, I go for the 50 here. That makes me the most money across 2 turns. My hope is that Spara bids on this, but I think they're smart enough not to. They know that I need a 7. Yep, correct call. And the 7 doesn't come now either. Actually, 42 comes, which is good for me because that's a pretty shitty plant, especially with Spara already having the 20. Yeah. Yeah, we just do this. Right? 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 Yeah. Yeah. See, Spara, like, none of these plants right now are very good for Spara because of Spara having the 20, and now not even having any coal stored on the 20 either, so... They're only plants that... See, now I'm actually really glad for this situation. Even though I would need to buy 1 more plant next turn to end the game, I think this is still a really bad spot for Spara. And Spara might actually pass on plants here and just wait 1 more turn to try to fish for a better plant to end the game. And here's the thing, though. If that happens, I think I can end the game this turn. I think. Really close, because my remaining cities are very expensive. But yeah, I can do it. I can actually... Yes. Okay, that means I win the game now. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, that money lead. You really want to build up that money lead in 2-player. Even more often than in like 3 or 4-player, money is what wins the game in 2-player. But yep, game over now. And this was able to happen because of my money advantage. The 21 drop is so huge for me. Getting 21, the 18 and the 21, those were a big, big deal for me. Made me so much money. Wow, Spara was... Okay, Spara had 17 left, so Spara couldn't... Yeah. Wow, a lot less money than me. I had an inkling that might have happened because of being reliant on the 20 so heavily. And the fact that I was able to use 21 to just keep attacking coal. So yeah, that's another solid efficiency-based game right there. And we're going to do another one, too. So this will be my last game before I have to get ready for work, though. Alright, and I keep bidding first, which means I will put the 4 plant up for 5 and pass it when it gets bid to 6. Personally, 5 is closer to my standard price for the 4. Actually, I might not even... On some Germany map configs in particular, I'd actually put the 3 up for bid first instead of the 4. So this is a thing. This is quite a thing. I think Orleans has to be the start, though, because you can get like 11 cities from either direction. 11 of the 21 cities in step 1 is what I'm looking at. They go tours, which makes sense, which means I build Paris. Also, we need to restart the plant tracker. And 27 goes under the deck, which is pretty important to note for that mid-game there. And 14 is in. Oof. 11's going to be a dogfight now. I'll actually bid for the 5 here. Because I want to keep the turn order advantage and get myself the 10 next turn. Spara passes on plants, which is an interesting call. So I definitely get to make more money this turn. That's for sure. I want to make oil more expensive to make a plant like 9 a little less attractive for them, because I think what I do next turn is pass. Yeah. Interesting decision by Spara. They clearly don't want to give me the 10, but I'm going to make more money in the short term. And 17 coming in. Ooh, baby. Yeah, I definitely pass this crap now. Spara should buy the 8. Now's the right time for Spara to buy 8, I think, because of coal being so cheap, and they need to catch up a little on money, I think. So Spara's thinking here. Spara's still thinking, like... They go for the 9. Interesting call. I assume they're going to build. They don't. Okay, then. They do not build. Interesting. And now 12's in the game, too. Like, 17's actually going to go under the deck this turn, believe it or not. I'm still going to have to pass the 10 of them, though, which is going to suck, but whatevs. I'll just completely block off Paris. Resources are going to be painful for me next turn, but... a little less so on the oil front, at least. Spara's, like, obviously going to buy the 10 next turn because I cannot drop 11. And 46, finally a big-time plant. 11 just going to be so stupidly important with how bad this market is. The overbuild was probably bad since, come to think of it, since Spara can stay under me. So I kind of have to do this. Uranium's down to 1 per turn, which is really going to up the value of this plant. $15 coming on too, jeez. What an amazing start to this game. I think the pressure's on me to win 11. Well, I'll pay 25 for this here for sure. I'll go higher. Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm glad. See, honestly, I thought it would be even more expensive than that. Really glad to get 11 now. Because I can easily power 4 cities this turn. Easily. And now Spara faces a tough decision. The problem is that 12 is not a huge improvement over the 9 because of oil's low restock rate. I will bid on 12 next turn, though. I will bid on the 12. Yeah. 11 is just going to be so important in this market. I'm very surprised that Spara let it go that cheap. I was expecting to pay around 30 for it. Here, I will buy the 12. Like, 12 is arguably even worth bidding here, believe it or not. Not worth it by that much, though. Because now I can play the turn order game. Yeah, turn order? Turn order sounds good. And I think I want to stay low this turn. Reason being, I could build the 6 plant out of the market this turn. Actually, let me think about this. Let me think here. If I built to 7, though, that can get both a 15 and 18 onto the market. Unless 16 drops. It's the only negative there. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. Get big plants in the market. Plus, this also secures my builds. And 18 for sure. 18's a no-brainer click over 15. Wow. Yeah, okay, I made out big time in that auction. 18 is a big advantage over 22 because of the turn order. Specifically, 18 wins the turn order tiebreaker versus 20 and 21, whereas 22 loses to those plants. That's a big deal. Wow, okay, I think this game has shifted majorly into my favor again. After my opponent was willing to pay for the 12, I figured that, moving the market would be my best way to punish them overpaying for that. Like, you almost never see the 12 bid on at all past its initial price. And I wanted to show why you don't normally do that. $24 comes on. I could build the 8 off this turn. It's not the worst idea in the world. Yeah, we can do this. Sure. Store an extra coal just in case. I think I'm committed to this market moving plan here. Because I can build the 8 off too, which will be good news. Because what I want to see is to get to put 28 onto the market and me not have to risk dropping like that. As of now, 28 will stay on the market, and that's going to be a hugely important plant. 40 out, 33 in. 33 will be a really big deal if it drops, but has a low chance. All right, 20 dropped. Okay. That's fine. Coal's going to be expensive enough that I'd be okay with the 20. Yeah, 20 is still not going to be a big moneymaker or anything. Problem is, I cannot afford to store any extra. I can't afford to store extra coal in the 5 anymore, since that will be the next plant I replace. Well, at least 23 came in afterward. Here's a question. Do we trigger step 2 now? And I think the answer is yes. It doesn't affect uranium restock, unfortunately. That stays at 1 per turn the entire game in 2-player. $14 out, 19 in. That's one of the only remaining duds in the deck. Ooh, 26. That's bad news for me. That means I gotta pass the 24 to Spara again. And 24 fits well, yeah. Although, unfortunately, 16, that's the one last dud that could have come. Boo. The game is getting interesting again. Like, that 20 is really shifting the balance of power here. I will run Cole on the 5 again, no matter what, because I want to hurt Cole. That's my goal. And we can make Cole more expensive for each turn that I use Cole on the 5 here. That's why, you know, obviously, the 3 is just strictly worse than the 5 at this stage of the game, but even then, I want to make sure that I can have some kind of Cole plant. When an opponent gets the 20 at cost, you really don't want to get out of coal completely because that lets them keep it cheap for themselves. And 20 is going to dominate if coal stays cheap. Like, I'm glad they're not buying extra coal here. That just favors me. Like, that 16 coming in after 26, that's going to be the thing that... If Spara ends up winning this game, that's going to be why, I feel. The one remaining dud coming in after 24... They're not going to build above me, I think. What I probably should have done was buy 4 coal, believe it or not. And I shan't build. $37 out, 50 into the game. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Cannot believe I'm doing this. Here's a question. Do I drop Spara? Step 3 card is coming next. If I don't buy a plant this turn, I have 3 more turns to get the plants I need, but I kind of doubt that. Actually, I think I'll do this. And I'll even buy 15 just because I want to stay in coal. So Spara's going to buy 26, but the thing is Spara could get a better plant on the next turn. See, this sets me up to where in 2 more... I could potentially get to 21 in just 2 more turns. Not the most likely thing. But it is making Spara buy a plant that they might be better off without. Because they could get better plants just waiting. If they had waited and bought plants in the next 2 turns, they'd get better ones. 34, 50, stuff like that. God damn it. I don't know what's going on with the mouse here. Anyway, I obviously max buy a coal here. Because of course I do. And Spara still opts to stay below me. Interesting. I do think I have to take Strasbourg now, though, because I do need to make money. I need an 11th city to get the most out of my plants. I just need a 7 to happen, though. 7 did not happen. Ooh. I actually like this, I think. Because I'd be okay getting one of the 5s here. God damn it, that happened. I had to fish for one of the 7s, though. But as is, this is easily 35. This is actually bad, though, because now I cannot catch up in capacity to Spara on the next turn, so they're just going to end the game, I think. I think I lost this one. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely lost now, but I still feel like... I just feel like passing on 50 was the right move there. I really had to play for the 7, I feel. $40 and $39 were both great, too, and those were in the deck. God, 44 came afterward, too. What the Christ? What the Christ, man? Yeah, they're just going to win next turn. No matter what, they're going to win next turn. This is a rare case where all the money in the world just isn't going to help me now. Having to buy... what I didn't think about at the time was having to buy a 5 plant instead of a 6 actually put me in a losing position. I didn't fully think about that when I was not bidding on the 50. What I have to hope is that Spara buys a plant here. They might see that I can't catch up on capacity, though, and just pass. If they pass, they're going to win the game. Yep. Nothing else I can do. Nothing else I can do here. Still no. Wow. 17. Jesus Christ. Like, all the best plants were hiding here. What the hell? Anyway. I have to try to make it as expensive as possible for them to end it. But it's not going to matter. This is game over now. Because if I think about it, had I gone for 50, I might have still had a chance at this. Yeah. At least I can build a plant out of the market. Okay. I'm going to say this. If Spara can end the game on this turn, then... Yep. They're richer than I realized. Huh. I thought they'd be way behind me in money. Anyway, it's a good game there. Good game. So once again, we go 50-50 in our 2-pack videos here, me and Spara. Very good games. Interesting case of capacity winning out here. Interesting case. And with that, I will say see you later.